On May 12, 2020, the Vice Principal Academic and Dean of the University of Toronto Scarborough released a memorandum towards its faculty members. Within this brief was a message indicative of the fact that fall 2020 will indeed be a full remote guarantee. What's going on, guys? It's Brandon. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about UofT Scarborough's Dean's letter, as well as discussing the impeding reality of a fully virtual fall semester. Of course, we're going to be breaking down this statement as well as providing my thoughts and opinions about, number one, is this the right thing to do, how this will affect student life, and finally what I think should be done. The letter released by the Dean of UofT Scarborough basically talks about the 5 different lenses that they use in order to come up with this decision. Number one, it talks about the limited classroom sizes. UofT Scarborough is a much smaller campus compared to St. George, and obviously there isn't really much space for students to be reallocated should they choose to open up the campus. In an ideal situation, they would reduce classroom sizes and students would be dispersed between multiple lecture halls and classrooms, but in UofT Scarborough, there simply isn't enough space. Secondly, they talk about transit. A lot of students and faculty members alike rely on the TTC to get to and from campus every single day. However, with boarding transit, it comes a real risk of infection, and that's something that UofT Scarborough isn't willing to put their students and faculty through. Third of all is fiscal considerations. UofT, along with any other academic institution, relies on student enrollment for its main source of revenue. They want to be fully operable come September so that they can deliver high quality education for both international and domestic students. Their solution to that is indeed a fully remote course offering. Fourth of all, they consider the faculty workload. Now, in this case, with COVID-19 going on, faculty is not able to teach in their preferred method of delivery, in-person lectures. Of course, this poses the consideration of either a fully remote learning experience or a dual delivery method. Fifth and finally, it talks about academic integrity. Now, this is probably the main concern that they have, and they're investigating various invigilation options for examinations as well as alternate evaluation formats. I just want to remind everyone that this is what UofT Scarborough is doing and is not indicative of the pathways that UofT Mississauga and St. George will be doing come fall semester. My thoughts on what the Dean at UofT Scarborough said. Is it really necessary to have a fully remote fall 2020 semester? And the answer to that question, in my personal opinion, is yes. I think this is the only way to fully ensure the safety, health of all students, faculty, and staff members at UofT. Putting everyone in the same centralized region in a UofT campus is just asking for an infection. And COVID-19 is still a very aggressive disease. It's something that we do not fully understand yet, and we do not know its full capacity. A lot of universities in the world are basically going remote for fall 2020. I think this is the right thing to do because this really prioritizes the safety of all of its members. Having a fully virtual semester in fall 2020 will have a lot of repercussions towards student life. Of course, individual learning is often pretty challenging and offers a brand new set of burdens that students will have to overcome, including limited accountability and increased pressure on each student's time management skills. Secondly is the limited student and student-professor interactions. One of the great things about being in a physical university is being inspired by students around you, and unfortunately in a virtual one this is often very hard to do. Third of all is the lab courses. With university labs being shut down, this is going to be heavily disrupted. Fourth and finally is academic disintegrity. I think evaluations and exams will be changed, and a lot of different ways will be used to moderate and invigilate these exams, but there will definitely be changes made. And for the first years, man, I feel so bad because adjusting to university is already hard enough. I think even going virtual, it's pretty hard to make meaningful relationships online. And so, it's just not going to be the same experience. But I do think that this period of time, especially for incoming freshmen, will be the most learning and growth as a person and as a student and as an individual that you're going to go through for a while. So really quickly, here are 6 things that I think should be done in light of the entire virtual fall semester situation. First of all, reduce tuition costs. We'll be all learning online, so obviously campus costs are lower, so it makes sense to reduce costs for online learning. Secondly is do exams and evaluations in alternate formats. If we do an online exam, it's really easy to find loopholes, or students to find loopholes in ways that they can cheat the system and cause this to be an unfair situation. So I think having the evaluation delivered in an alternate method will be very, very beneficial. Thirdly, I think that professors and academic advisors should make themselves more available to students. You know, especially the freshmen who are coming in, be there to help them transition and adjust to any difficulties and challenges that they face transitioning into university, as well as being in an online learning situation. The fourth point relates to the third, and that is set up a network of incoming freshmen and connect them to upper year mentors. This will help them aid them in their transition, as well as learning independently in a university environment. Thirdly is compensate us for the university labs. We all still want to have labs open, so if there's any way to do so, please make it happen. And sixth would just be make sure this whole situation is documented on our transcripts, that this is indeed a virtual semester and that situations are changed. I think a lot of students deserve that, at least, just so that whatever they're applying to can recognize that students are putting in a lot of effort, especially learning online and independently, and they should be rewarded for that. Alright, so that wraps up today's video. I just wanted to really quickly share my thoughts and opinions about having an online semester for fall 2020. I know this is very heartbreaking for all of us. We all want a physical semester, but unfortunately, I think that the right thing to do is keep it virtual, just to ensure everyone's safety and health, which is the most important thing. You know, UTM, UTSG, stay tuned for updates on the respective campuses' website on what they're going to do. Of course, I think the best thing to do right now is to prepare, so I'll be dedicating an entire video in the coming weeks or so on how to prepare for an online university, so stay tuned for that. Again, if you haven't already, check out my UofT playlist right up there, as well as taking a minute to subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, concerns, or even video suggestions, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. Alright, so that's it for today's video. I'll see you guys all on Monday, 4 p.m. for the next one. Goodbye.